If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me you hate my videos, but the best way to do that would probably be on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Lil Pump says he's out of his record deal, and 6ix9ine's going into witness protection. Lord Jamar responds to fake news about him, and Kamiayah lets off a shot in the movie theater. Let's talk hip-hop.
It's already a 22nd. You know what that mean, bitch? I'm a fucking free agent! Fuck you talking about, nigga? I ain't got no fucking label no more. Free agent way, and I ain't signing nothing less than 20 mil, ho. And listen, I just made history. Nobody has ever done what I just did right now. I am out of a record label deal at the age of 19, and I'm the youngest one doing it. Hey, so now that I'm a free agent, I might go sign to the Lakers. Album dropping very soon, cause now I'm a fucking free agent and I can do whatever the fuck I want, nigga.
Alright, yo, so that's Lil Pump talking, right? Now, I want to let you know, right? Sometimes rappers be straight capping, right? So I don't know if it's true or not, but if this is true, then it's kind of dope, right? So the whole situation is that Lil Pump comes out and he's like, yeah, yo, I'm off of my record deal, I'm out of my record contract, right? And he only came out with like one album on the record deal or on his label, so I guess he signed it for one deal and that's it, right? One album and that's it, right? But this is crazy because think about it, right? This is the second time that Lil Pump did this, right? The first record deal that he signed was back when he was 17, and when he turned 18, boom, he was automatically off his record deal because he turned 18 and he became an adult, right? And that's when he came out with his album called Lil Pump, right? It was self-titled, and the album was actually pretty fire. He had a song on there with Rick Ross, and that was the album that, you know, Gucci Gang was on and all that stuff, right? And Eshkedet was on there too, right? And then he re-signed again, right? But I guess it was only for one album because he dropped Harvard Dropout, and he had that one song with Lil Wayne, Everybody Wanna Be Like Me, Everybody Wanna Be Like Me. He also had that other song in there, vroom, 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 you know, which was fire. And now he's out of his record deal again, which is insane, right? So he's saying that a new album is coming and that he's dropping it independent, which is also crazy because this is actually pretty smart, right? And this is something that, you know, like a Jay-Z did, right? When he signed a major record deal at first, right? And yeah, you know, the record label's gonna put mad money behind you and you might sell 1 million like first week, and that's cool, right? You go platinum, but now you have those fans established, right? But it's kind of messed up because a lot of times the record label, they'll take like 80% of the money that you generated because they put a lot of money into you as far as advertising and videos and features and samples and stuff like that goes, right? But if you're independent, you're coming out your pocket for advertising, features, samples, videos, stuff like that, right? So you get to keep most of the money. So even if you sell like 1 million on your first album and you keep 20% of that money, and then let's say that you go independent and you sell, you know, 500,000 on the second album, but you keep it 80% of that money, you're still making more money off of that, right? Which is why somebody like a Young Dolph who's independent is still making mad money selling his records, even if his album sales are not like Rick Ross's album sales or Gucci Mane's album sales, who, you know, are kind of in that same genre, but Young Dolph is independent and he's keeping all of his money with him, right? It's smart, yo, for Lil Pump to stay independent and not go or sign another major record deal, right? They gave him like a $4 million advance on the first one, right? A $6 million advance on the second one, right? If he fulfilled that, and if he, you know, paid that money back, and if he, you know, fulfilled his contract, and he has all those fans, and that's cool, man. And Lil Pump, his music is pretty good, right? He's got a bunch of fans, right? He's got a really cool, loyal fan base. So I think that he could be able to get away with being independent from here on out and just making that money and selling that, right? I never really heard no whack Lil Pump music, you know what I'm saying? Like the only time that like Lil Pump, he's not gonna sit here and spit introspectively, right? He ain't gonna go up on Funk Master Flex and, you know, drop a freestyle or whatever like that, but that's not what he's here for, right? He's here for the club music. He's here for the party music. He's here for like that, you know, turn up kind of music, and in his lane and in his genre, Lil Pump is good, right? The only time I ever heard Lil Pump like do anything that I thought was like garbage is when he put that XXL freshman freestyle out, when his individual freestyle was the second verse from Eshkete, and I was like, yo, that's kind of whack, you know what I'm saying? Come with a new verse or at least something else that's not like your single. But, you know, other than that, I think Lil Pump is cool, man. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. All right, so everybody knows, right, that this highly publicized and damn near viral court case is going on right now with 6ix9ine, right? Today is like day number 4 or day number 5. 6ix9ine is done testifying, but they have his driver, Jorge, on the stand, and Jorge is actually telling and admitting to everybody that he was an informant and he was working with the police as well, right? Or the FBI as well, which is crazy, right? So this is why they knew a lot of the stuff was going on, and this might even be the reason why, you know, they had that camera set up in the vehicle when 6ix9ine got robbed, because 6ix9ine did not know that camera was there, but they caught everything on film, which is insane, right? But the whole situation is that the New York Times, they published an article yesterday, I think it maybe was the day before yesterday, about 6ix9ine, and saying how the FBI is saying that 6ix9ine is now eligible to go into witness protection, right? Because a lot of people know him. He's highly recognizable. This is a huge case. And just like they did with a lot of mob bosses and a lot of mafia figures back in the 80s and 90s, they're gonna put him into witness protection, right? But here's the thing, right? So if you're a mob boss, you change your clothes, you get a little belly, you know, marry some women from middle America, and you just act like a regular old white guy, and nobody will know the difference, right? Especially if you was mobbing and banging over here in like Staten Island, Long Island, Brooklyn, the Bronx, then nobody's really gonna know who you are, right? And then also it wasn't social media and all these people with cameras on their phones, so you could probably move across town or to a different state and really disappear in the 1993, right? But it's 2019, and I don't know how easy it will be for a Tekashi the 6ix9ine to disappear, right? The reason why is because, listen, right? He could probably move somewhere and chill and relax, and nobody would know who he is or care who he is in certain places in America, right? But he still has his name on his face, right? He still has a big tattoo that says 6ix9ine on his face. He has the jigsaw tattoo on his chin. He has 6ix9ine under his eye. Like, he has mad tattoos on his face. The rose that's right here on his face. So, you know, if you got all of that, then they're still gonna know that you're Tekashi 6ix9ine, right? But the DA also said that they will help him remove those face tattoos as well, right? Which is crazy. But even if you remove the face tattoos, he still looks like 6ix9ine. I mean, we know what 6ix9ine looks like, right? They're gonna be like, yo, this new dude that works at Home Depot really looks a lot like 6ix9ine, even if he doesn't have the face tattoos, right? And then also, tattoos don't just get removed and then like completely disappear, right? If you look like real close at somebody's face, you can see that the tattoos are still there, but just like really faded a little bit, right? Especially since 6ix9ine is very, very light skinned. He's very, very fair skinned, right? He's not like a dark person, so you probably will still be able to see some of the tattoos or a faded version or the remnants of those tattoos on his face or whatever the case may be, right? And then will 6ix9ine want to go into witness protection anyway? You know, 6ix9ine might be the type of person that would try to come back to Brooklyn and be like, yo, suck my dick. You know, I don't know, but it's just weird. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
Fake fucking news.
Right.
Hip Hop DX. These motherfuckers over at Hip Hop DX take a interview that I did with this battle rap channel. First of all, these motherfuckers have milked this particular interview, you know, every which way to fucking Sunday, and it's fucking, you know, the shit is crazy. I've seen this happen to people before, where they say something and then the media takes it out of context and puts their own spin on it. And I guess to have it done to me,
it's really happening to you.
No, it's really happening.
And you're like, I'm telling you, I didn't say that. They pieced it together.
It's like
It's
I
your
said
chest.
that, but I didn't say that. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's so deep
That's
about
what they do to a lot of
They're like,
these
well, did you say
politicians.
that? It was like, well, technically, yeah. I mean, I said that.
Did you say that?
But I didn't say it in the spirit that you're trying to spin it.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's Lord Jamar, right? And Godfrey, right? And basically, he's talking about an article that he did with Battle Code that was like 6 or 7 months ago, right? So the whole situation that happened was, all right, so Battle Code, they did probably like an hour-long interview with Lord Jamar, but they've been cutting this interview up for like the last half a year. I'm telling you, like 6 or 7 months, right? So first they come out with something really controversial, or they try to push it and say it's controversial from that interview, and they say, oh, Lord Jamar says that battle rappers can't make good music, right? And basically he was just trying to explain the fact that yeah, I mean, I even agree with this, you know, sometimes you could be a really good spitter and you can rap at a high level, right? A miracle, satirical, lyrical, lyrical rapper, but you might not be able to come out with a good song, right? Or then you have somebody like a Lil Nas X who's not a lyrical rapper at all, but his song was #1 for, you know, the last 8 months or whatever the case may be, right? So it's a fine line between being lyrical and dope and then coming out with a hit, right? And just because you have a hit doesn't mean you're lyrical, and just because you're lyrical doesn't mean that you can make a hit, right? That's kind of what he was trying to explain, but you know, that interview podcast Battle Code took it out of context, and so did Hip Hop DX, right? Because they work together with Hip Hop DX, right? The second thing that they took out of context was the whole Eminem versus Lord Jamar thing, when he says he doesn't mess with Eminem because he's corny or whatever the case may be, and they took that out of context too, right? Same interview, right? So this interview was back in like March or February, but again, Hip Hop DX comes out with another clip from Battle Code, and they're basically explaining how Lord Jamar is a hypocrite because he doesn't mess with female, he says he doesn't mess with female rappers. Meanwhile, Rod Digger is a co-host on his talk show, right? And so Lord Jamar kind of was just addressing that issue and clearing it up, right? And as you guys can see on that little clip from Lord Jamar, while he was talking to Godfrey, there's 3 people on the show: Godfrey, Lord Jamar, and Rod Digger, and Rod Digger was not there whenever that was, which I think was a couple days ago, because of the whole situation that Hip Hop DX took it out of context.
Let me ask you this too about female rappers. I always have to ask every artist about female rappers. Why? Your co-host is a female rapper.
Yeah,
so.
but I'm from the Sean Price school of.
I interviewed him too.
Rest in peace, Sean Price. I don't fuck with female rappers.
Why?
Oh, so yes, right? He did say those words out of his mouth, just like he said, yeah, I said it, but I didn't say it in that way. He also followed it up to say, yeah, he fucks with Rod Digger. Yeah, he fucks with MC Light. Yeah, Bahamadia is nice. You know what I'm saying? But if these are Salt and Pepper, though, if they're going to talk about, you know, putting on makeup before they go to the club, he's not really listening to that because he can't relate to that side of it, right? There's a lot of female rap. I mean, even like Lil Kim said, you know, I make a Sprite can disappear in my mouth. Like, imagine a dude riding in the car like, I make a Sprite can disappear in my mouth. It's just weird, right? So I think that's kind of more like what Lord Jamar was saying, you know, where he's coming from. He's not saying that he doesn't respect female rappers or that female rappers are trash, right? And of course, he respects Rod Digger because he's the one that invited Rod Digger to be on his show in the first place, right? Rod Digger was chilling, minding her own business, doing what she do, and then he had to reach out to her and say, yo, Digger, I respect you as an MC, I respect your opinion on hip-hop and, you know, all things black culture, so I want you to join me in this. And she was like, all right, cool, yeah, I'm down with you, you know, I'll join you, right? So all of that is going on. So of course, you know, Hip Hop DX, they took it out of context, and so Lord Jamar had some words and responded to Hip Hop DX, you know, for just basically creating a fake news story around him, right? And then he also went on to say that like Hip Hop DX kind of have it out for him, so that's why they're just coming up with, you know, whatever narrative they want to have because they want to try to make him look silly. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, yo, so Kamiayah was chilling, like she's in an apartment building, and I guess, you know, in those apartment buildings, they have like a viewing room for like different movies or whatever like that, that the people and the residents of that apartment building can put on the screen, right? It's not a movie theater, but it's like a private screening room, right? And then she lets off a shot, bang, right? All right, so for y'all who don't know who Kamiayah is, right? She was on XXL 2017, right? That was the same XXL freshman list that XXXTentacion was on. But even before that, Kamiayah had like some dope music, right? She's a spitter and she's from California, right? Also, she has a bunch of music with YG, and I think that she might be signed to the same record label as YG. If not, then she definitely has worked with him on numerous occasions, right? And she's dope, right? But the whole situation is, yeah, so she was chilling in California in some apartments or whatever like that, and there's surveillance cameras for all of this, right? So the surveillance cameras, they have her on camera, right? And she goes into the viewing room or whatever like that with some people, and I guess she had her gun out, right? And she was playing with it, right? She had that thing on her, right? Because you never know who might run up on you, especially in some apartments in Compton, right? So she had that thing on her, you know, protection, whatever like that. And again, I never really fault rappers for having it on them, because I mean, look what happens to some rappers when they get ran down on and beat up. YB and Almighty J. I mean, even Nipsey Hussle got caught lacking, for lack of a better term. And if he had that thing on him, he would have had a chance to reach for it or whatever like that. And just like 21 Savage said, I'd rather be broke and in jail than dead and rich and in a casket. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say it like that, but he said, yo, I walk every day with that heat. You know what I'm saying? Because come on now, you never know what can happen to you, right? So anyway, yeah, so Kamiayah had that thing on her, and I guess it was cock loaded and ready to go, right? So she had it out, she was playing with it, I guess showing it around or whatever the case may be, and as she tried, shit was no beef or nothing like that, but as she tries to put it back into her purse, bang, she lets off a shot by a mistake, right? And then, you know, everybody ducks or whatever like that, and then she just quickly leaves because it's like, yo, Kamiayah, you up in here with the, you know what I'm saying? So she left, right? She didn't get arrested right then and there, but a couple days later, she did get arrested for it because they have her on surveillance camera, right? And they arrested her for like letting off a shot in a public place. It doesn't seem like the gun was even illegal because she didn't catch no like gun charge for it, but she did catch a charge for discharging the firearm, right? She posted $30,000 bail, and she's not in jail right now. She has, of course, await trial. But if the cameras show that it was a mistake. So I mean, it's not really much, you know, for her to explain. Hey, it shows that it was a mistake. This is a legal gun. My bad. You know what I'm saying? And she'll probably get like probation or something like that. But it's still crazy. And thank God, like nobody got shot by a mistake, right? But let me know what you think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.